with his D20 rolls. There we go. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure if you saw the Discord chat that I posted, but Zayden will not be with us tonight. So I took a liberty and said that Zayden, after the battle concluded and Isaac showed up with the town guard, in his typical hot headedness, has challenged Isaac's authority and, much to his chagrin, has been captured and taken into custody. He's been led to the town center and unceremoniously been placed in the stocks under charges of pervasive unhappiness. And it has been a hot minute since we have sat down and gamed together. Uh, I'm going to do my best to recap, but I'm going to absolutely need everyone to chime in because I know I'm going to miss a ton of stuff. But the party has managed to kill a number of vampire spawn, much to Reuven's dismay. Um, the one vampire carrying the bag of magic items, which nobody really identified, but everyone has a pretty good guess what it is, made their escape. uh, Hopping on the back of Bucephalus, this hell steed from the gates of hell. Returning inside the house, they turned Henrik Vandervoot's coffin maker shop upside down, was able to gather some treasure and a few other things. But now the town guard and Isaac is here to find out exactly what has happened.
Yeah,
Would anybody else like to chime in?
we were in pursuit of Milivoj after he killed the. I'm not sure what her title was. She was one of
Yes.
the like the headmistress or something.
Yes. I think that's what led the party to the coffin maker's shop.
Mm-hmm. Um, and I think after that we returned to the Blue Water Inn.
Yeah, we just went back to the inn when the session ended.
And
Oh,
had
yes.
a
Yes.
sort
Yes.
of
Yes.
hero's
Yes.
welcome
Okay.
from
All
the
right.
townsfolk.
Allow
Yeah.
me to move the party. Thank you. Old, old, cheap DM. Bunk. Hopefully, everybody's map has changed.
Yes, looks good.
Yep.
Okay. And I have to remove. All right. All right. The party, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we gave the group the long rest.
Yes,
we
I have
did.
benefited
Yep.
from a long rest.
We just had a night of sleep.
Okay. So, why doesn't everybody go ahead and make sure that their characters are at full health? And we can pick up the next morning. The party, one by one, wakes up. In the distance, they hear crows making their calls, ravens, if you will. And I just want to change a couple of things here. I want to remove a few of the NPCs.
Oh, by the way, Mike, I don't know if you got the message throughout basically last month, but I changed my token as well. I found something
You
more
changed
fitting.
your token.
I kind of changed my token image.
Oh, that okay. All
I
right.
was a
Isn't that him blubbering and crying?
Oh,
no.
so cold.
I'll
All
never
right.
tell.
Uh, so the next morning, party members coming to and making their way down to the gathering room. Um, you find Irwin behind the bar, the innkeeper. Um, a commoner sits at the table by the stairs descending from your second floor, and at the bar, there are uh, two people. One you notice immediately is Rictavio. The other one is a pale, hulking human of a man who is at an early hour already pouring drinks down his throat. And in the southeast corner, keeping to themselves, is another commoner. Ismark and Irina are already seated downstairs. Zayden has spent a long night in the stocks with a couple of rotten tomatoes smeared into his hair, his
Are tomatoes fruit?
long flowing
Yes.
locks.
I know, it's true.
Um, is this like a everybody gathers around the table for breakfast and planning?
I suppose so.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna sit down next to Lau.
Yeah, I'll let's get ourselves over to the table over here, and here I'll move my token back, but
Here we go.
One of us needs to make a decision here. There, I'll sit
it's
on
like no, allow me, no.
No, after you. Doctor.
All right, I'll move in.
Danica brings out a large communal tray of eggs, grilled pork belly, and fresh bread, and um, a fig jam to be shared, along with freshly churned butter and milk. And she looks at you with a broad smile on her face. Our heroes, please eat your fill. Let me know if you need anything else. And she takes her leave behind the bar.
Simon would just give her like this weak fake smile, like, do you happen to have anything stronger than milk?
Stronger?
Anything of the alcohol variety? Kind of dealing with some
Oh,
stuff right now.
right. Well, she says, yes. One moment. And Simon, please roll me a perception check.
Can do.
Mm.
Hey.
All right. You see an animated conversation take place between Erwin and Danica, with Erwin shaking his head back and forth and kind of like emphatically pleading um, one side of an not an argument but a viewpoint, and she just puts her hands on his shoulder, goes to the cask, draws off a flagon of red amber liquid, and returns to the table and sets it in front of you.
Oh, they
Hey.
mentioned that they were almost out of wine and they weren't getting any shipments when we first arrived. Didn't they?
Very good.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Very
So
good.
yeah, the fact you're getting a thing of wine, it's the thing.
Hey. Sorry. How much did you want for this? And I'll just like rummage through his pocket.
It is our pleasure to serve the heroes of Valaki. And with that roll that you made, you can see Erwin just kind of like shaking his head disappointedly.
It is mine. He's like, "Fuck you, buddy. I got exploded. Cut me some slack."
Yes. Yep. As a matter of fact, even though you've had excuse me, Simon, even though you've had a full rest, your hair is still singed, and there are small watery blisters on your face from your good friend Illicent detonating a fireball in your general vicinity.
Oh, Simon believes that she just kind of like self-destructed, like the vampire spawn.
Oh, he doesn't even believe the
He-
firewall. He thought it was just a self
No,
explosion from them.
he was looking at the window, rushing towards the window. Did not see Illicent casting anything. He was like, "I gotta help Lau," and then just exploded. So he assumes that it was just the vampires.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
On an unrelated note, Illicent isn't looking at Simon during breakfast.
Well, how do we want to go about talking to the burgomaster? What do we want to say? How do we convince this idiot to freaking actually listen and get those kids out?
Hey, dickhead, listen to us.
True, that works, but I mean, oh, let's see. We got to be a little more diplomatic unless we want to get kicked out of town. Or join Zayden in his stupidness.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'd be willing to do some moderate questing for the burgomaster and Isaac if they'd be willing to pay us. But I'd be willing to accept payment in the form of, say, children not being in stocks in the town square. Perhaps some other form. I mean, that works for me, and might be something we need to keep friend Zayden on our side. I'm afraid I keep shutting him down on his holy ventures, and I'm afraid eventually he's going to storm off and be gone.
It's almost like saying Beetlejuice 3 times.
Oh, Isaac, hello.
Lau mentions the word Isaac, and almost as if on cue, Isaac strides into the Blue Water Inn. The two commoners immediately look down at their plates of food and drink and avoid eye contact. Erwin and Danica turn and look at the new interloper. Excuse me. With a raised eyebrow. Could I get everyone to roll me a perception check, please?
Starting strong.
Yeah.
Somehow I rolled super low.
Yep. Well, that happens. Um, Simon, Victor, you notice that the minute Isaac strides into the Blue Water Inn, Irina turns her head and moves in her chair to look into the corner avoiding any eye contact with Isaac. Isaac strides to the table and says, Lord Vargas wishes to speak with you.
Well,
Who's that?
We're gonna have our breakfast first, and then sure. That was the plan.
My liege does not like to be kept waiting.
Yeah, Ellison stands up and
And
like
I don't like
gathers
to be
her stuff.
interrupted at my meal. Nom nom nom.
She makes like a big show.
Have
that
have a
she's-
muffin on the walk over.
Yeah. That if Lau offers her something, she'll take it. But she makes a big show of like cooperating.
Isaac turns to Reuven and says, We have a vacancy next to your friend, if you wish to push it.
I'll just grumble, stab the hunk of meat with my wooden fork, and just walk.
Danica, as the party, I'm assuming the party is going to accompany Isaac. I don't want to upset the apple cart.
No, that's
Um,
that's our only plan today is to go talk to the burgomaster. I think.
Yep.
But Danica says,
well.
Not to worry, friends. There'll be a hot meal waiting for you when you return. And Erwin throws his hands in the air like, what the fuck are we doing giving away food? We're almost out of water.
Yeah.
Simon, do you take a drink of the red liquid that Danica brought over?
Oh, it's all gone.
Oh,
Chug the
Very-
hell out of it.
very
Yep.
nice. Roll
Had a
me
rough day.
a d8, please. Add 6 temporary hit points.
Hey.
You can take all kinds of fireballs now.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's how this is going, huh?
Yeah,
Twisting
you
the knife.
can take one
Yeah.
more of the D6 of a fireball.
I can upcast that, and you can.
If I-
Oh,
if I get
wow!
mis-
Isn't everybody being rude? All right, I just want to make
Whoa.
sure we've got
No
everybody
vision.
here. I've got Illicent. I've got Lau. All right, hang on. Let me do a couple things here. I need to drag in. Victor and Simon, I believe. Right? We've got Lau.
Yeah.
And Illicent. And Victor, you don't have vision. All right.
Nope.
I only see Reuven and Illicent and me.
Yeah, there's only 3 of us here.
All right,
I
hang
just see a black square.
on. All right, hang on.
That's a rectangle. I thought you were a.
We're in the bottom right corner. If
Well, hang on 2 seconds. Let the DM reset here for a second.
I wonder if we had 2 tokens on the screen because he dragged us
Okay.
over.
Illicent, Lau, and Reuven. So I need to drag Simon,
Sirenscape, y'all.
Simon, Victor,
Yes.
and Zayden is not with us this evening. So Simon, did you take the long rest?
I did. Yes.
All right. Well, I don't know what's going on, but you're going to be very disappointed with what's about to happen. Boink. There we go.
Hey.
There we go. There
Oh.
we go.
Wait, no.
Does everybody have vision?
No, I can
Yes.
see only my token. Let me see if I need. I think I might need to. Okay, there we go. Never mind. It was zooming in. We're good.
All right. Okay. Cool. So, the party being led by Isaac and the town guard is brought to the burgomaster's house, and he motions to the door and says, Lord Vargas will see you on the second floor. Please. A housemaid appears at the opening and says, Please follow me, heroes of Vallaki.
Of course.
I'm,
All
I'm
right.
still not a fan of that term.
uh, so what I will do is I'm just going to move your tokens onto the new map, and I'll take Chiraptra up as well, Illicent.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Victor, Dr. Lau, right there. Reuven, I'm going to have you kind of behind everybody. And Simon, who is still patiently waiting outside, not really sure.
You know, guys,
And
I think I'm gonna go. Oh nope, opposite way, opposite way.
Yeah, no, I would have grabbed your shoulder and pulled you in.
all right. So the maid says, Follow me, please. She leads you down a long hallway, which I believe needs some sort of description. The staircase from the entry climbs 20 feet to a beautifully appointed gallery that continues westward, running almost the length of the mansion. Framed landscape paintings line the walls, and red silk drapes cover a 10-foot arched window of leaded stained glass, which would be right here. The maid turns to the right down this corridor, and standing here, can I do it? No, I got to zoom in because I love Roll20. It makes life really fucking easy. Opens the door and says, Lord Vargas, your guests have arrived. Um,
Oh wow. Illicent's eyes widen.
Floor to ceiling shelves line every wall of this windowless room, and the number of books contained here is nothing short of outstanding, Illicent. A
Yeah.
brass oil lamp sits atop a large desk in the center of the room. The chair behind the desk is comfortably padded and has the symbol of a roaring bear stitched into its back cushion. Standing behind the chair, holding an open book, is a bear of a man. His breastplate, rapier, silk tunic, and greasy beard glisten in the lamplight. Resting on small rugs to his left and right are a pair of black mastiffs. The Baron turns to the party. I'm going to put Isaac in the room and says, Ah, the heroes of Vallaki. I cannot tell you how grateful I am for ridding our town of that evil vampire spawn, that dark stained Strahd. Needs to be erased. But not to worry. All will be well. All will be well, my friends. I am saddened that a member of your party was so brazen, so intent on sowing the seeds of malcontent and disbelief. You must understand, I had no choice but to place him in the stocks. Perhaps next week he will see the error of his ways.
Well, we haven't known him terribly long, but I can tell you we've never known him to be happy with anything. So please don't
Ah,
take too much offense at his words. Uh, he is a passionate man, but a fine force for the powers of good, as we have seen.
Yeah,
We certainly
Illicent will
would not
sort
have
of
survived the vampires without him.
exactly. Illicent's gonna look at Lau and sort of back that up and say, "Oh yes, we certainly would not have um, been able to hold the vampires until your men." And she wants to attribute the victory to the Burgomaster.
Absolutely, and Lau
Sort of,
will pick up on that right
yeah,
away.
play into the like you really you did this, Burgomaster, right? Um, without the help of Zayden, it's uh, oh man, I want to. I'm drawing a blank. I almost want to refer it to like a well-trained dog or a poorly trained dog with like potential. I'm not sure how Illicent would word that, but she wants to sort of like use that terminology because she thinks he might respond well to that.
okay. Illicit, roll me a persuasion check, and after that, um, Lau and Illicent, I would like you to roll a perception as well.
Nice.
A little better.
Okay. Um, Illicent, you notice that the burgomaster nods in approval at the way you described um, Isaac and his men arriving to save the day.
Yeah.
Lau, you notice that the Baron's eyes open briefly, stare across the room, meet Isaac's gaze, and Isaac kind of just looks at his feet.
There's something going on. Okay.
The Baron.
Is there? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, please, please, you first.
Oh, I was just going to say, uh, we certainly appreciate the invitation to your residence, Baron Vargas, or Baron Velukovic. Sorry. Um, uh, has there been any word of the renegade Milivoj? He is certainly high on our list of people to talk to.
Baron glances across the room at Isaac once again and says, "Unfortunately, despite our best efforts, Milivoj remains at large." And waves his hand, at which Isaac disappears from the door, and you hear footfalls going down the hall as Isaac shows his way out of the burgomaster's mansion. Back to work it must be. The Baron continues. I am deeply concerned that vampires have dared show their appearance and made their presence known within inside the walls of this town. My in my compatriots tell me that there was a set of sacred bones that may have provided some protection to the town, may have turned up missing. Tell me, friends, are they in your possession by any chance?
I wish.
All we found was the shovel.
We believe some of the vampires escaped with it. My friend over there witnessed a hell spawn of a horse show up and then disappear. It was quite something to see, if I understand correctly.
Yep. Two of the guards saw it as well.
So, you did not dispatch all the vile creatures. Interesting. Interesting. My friends, and I hope I may count you amongst my friends. I fear that my efforts to reassure the good people of Laki may be in jeopardy. In a few days, we will have another festival, which this time I'm convinced will rid this land of that evil being Strahd. However, I'm one that likes to make sure I stay in the seat of power. Tell me, what is it that brings you here? Why are you here? I need to make sure where your allegiance lies.
I I think you were the closest town on the map.
We were bringing.
Vargas Vargas purses his lips and there's that long, uncomfortable silence.
Yeah, Ellison will speak up. She'll say, "We found Barovia to be a forsaken town, and we knew that the only place that we could find sanctuary was Valaki. We had heard of its walls. Um, even what was he in the what was oof, I'm forgetting his name. The guy we traveled with. What was his title? Ismark.
Ismark, yeah.
Yes.
The
Isn't
He was
he?
I remember he was Ismark the Lesser, but I don't remember. Was he? He wasn't the
actually
mayor.
he was the new burgomaster
Yeah.
He's
of
the
the
burgomaster of
village
the
of
other town.
Barovia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ellison will say,
Honestly, we were here to bring his sister, right? Or
yeah, and Ellison will spin it in a way where it's like even the Barovia's burgomaster recognized uh, his own town's failing and sought once again playing into the Baron's sort of like right
ego. Yeah.
ego, yeah,
Vanity, yes, absolutely.
yeah, and so it's
Uh,
like so we followed. We are strangers, and he was local to this land, and so we um, took him up on his offer and joined him here, and we have
He
all of
offered
us.
to guide us, and we offered him protection.
all right. Illicent, give me another persuasion check.
Yeah. Ellison is in this awkward position where she looks around and she sees like Reuven and Victor, and she doesn't think that they've got too much spirit to sort of roll over when they need to.
Yeah,
And so she's
Reuben,
trying.
for the most part, has been eating his pork belly this whole conversation and just trying to keep his mouth shut while he's
Yeah.
clattering.
So
we
she's
got the
trying. She has less of a. She has like a low enough self esteem that she can sort of take the fall and say what needs to be said.
we got the diplomatic people up top and everyone.
Jesus, Kyle, those rolls are not helping you out.
No.
Yeah.
Um, Vargas looks at Illicent and says, "Ah, yes, yes, you are one of my, and if I may be so bold, you are one of my true friends, Illicent. Yes, you are welcome here. I understand that you made inquiry to have access to my library.
Yes. On completion of your task.
And where are we on that task? Where are my servants?
Bogan and Denya. We um
Oh,
did have.
oh.
She sort of looks to Lao, and just out of character, I'm going to
Yeah.
say this because it's about to come up right now.
Oh yeah.
I, Illicent was going to go look for them. She wants access to this archive. That was going to be what what she was going to do today.
Sure.
And if she could get out without telling anybody, because it seemed like it was. I mean, it isn't a very cool thing to do, but she wants the prize for finding them.
I mean,
Um,
Reuben's curious enough to actually want to know what happened to him. He's just not sure about telling the
right.
Baron.
So Illicent will convey that you know, they sort of spoke around. She's not going to say who she spoke to. She will just say that that they spoke to. She doesn't want to out the chef or the
Right.
other members of the staff, but they sort of learned who was familiar with them, spoke to them, and it seemed that the two of them were fond of each other and left to pursue that. And she'll sort of end her recap with, "I if I believe I could try to find if they're still in Valaki. If I had a bit more time to search, we were understandably interrupted."
Yes, the vampire hunt got sort of got our priorities, I'm afraid.
Well, it is understandable that one can get sidetracked by the evil that pervades this land. Ah, I am so disappointed in those two. Really. I gave them good jobs, good food, fine clothing, and they betrayed me by falling in love. Ah. Yes, please, Illicit. Find them.
Hey, Mike. He sounds disgusted that they fell in love. Is that? Does it seem like that's because he wanted the woman for himself, or does it seem because he is just disgusted by love?
Oh, why don't you go ahead and roll me an insight check, please?
All right.
He is. When Illicent shares the story that it would appear that the two of them had fallen in love and escaped together, His eyes went wide. His eyebrows went up.
So he's jealous. Okay.
Right, and
Which is what we thought. I just wanted to check and make sure. Because there's something going on with this guy and Isaac. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but anyway.
I'll just say, that gave me like a dad mad at his son vibe when he looked at him and like Isaac, who commands the entire bar room.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if we can see any resemblance or if it's just like it's not familial. It's just sort of a, you know, some sort of like the family you choose type of thing. I'm not sure. That's just the vibe I got.
Sure. Makes sense.
um, Baron Vargas looks at each of you intently, fingers interlaced. These are troubling times. Troubling times indeed. I don't know what to do. What do you think, Bruno? What do you think, Seamus? As he looks at both of his dogs, they kind of turn their heads and look at him with that cocked head at just their names being called, as if they know they're being spoken to, but they really don't understand anything he's saying.
Quick, somebody chug a speak with animals potion.
Well,
Hey,
I mean,
Mike,
I have the ability to just cast it.
He
Mike,
says, Go
I
ahead.
will say further, certainly this missing persons investigation is, very important to us because it is very important to you, Baron. Um, do you have any other undertakings that need to be done that perhaps better suits a band of travelers as opposed to your regular guards? Um, we are certainly of some availability while we are in town.
When I first met you, all I needed to know was what had become of my servants, but in the light of everything that has transpired, there's a much greater evil. And that bitch, Fiona Vactor. Oh, how she does plot against me.
Is that the same last name as those two dudes in the bar who keep like looking at us weird?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It is Wacchter.
Ter Vactor. Okay.
Vactor.
All right.
He turns and his back to the party and stares intently at the various books and tomes that are shelved behind him. And his head drops, his shoulders drop. He turns and strides with purpose to Illicent
Probably inadvertently takes a step back.
and says, Ah, Illicent, I'm not sure. One can never be too careful in a position like mine. Are you a true friend?
I, I, I just try to make sure that I'm useful.
Ah, you will go places politically. Let us cast aside any ulterior motives we may have. He levels his eyes to meet yours, Illicent. Can I trust you, dear child?
Yes. She doesn't meet his eyes. I mean, can I make a deception check? Because she's not trying to like
I would.
ally herself. She doesn't. She, I mean, like as much as she's willing to like try and you know play the side that benefits her, she's this is a super awkward situation, and she's being put on the spot, and her heart is not in the answer.
So you want to persuade or deceive?
Um, so let's as a group let's decide. She's willing to work
Take your
with.
time. I'll go on mic.
Yeah,
Mute. Yep.
yeah. She's willing to work an angle that first off gives her access to this room, and also gives her a safe place to sleep at the end of the day, right? But that also has limits,
Sure.
and when like, I mean, I think the answer is no, and so she's trying to sort of, but she can't say that, and so I think it's a lie.
That sounds right to me. I can't figure out what this conversation is completely about.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's trying to get at something, but he doesn't want to say it out loud.
Well, I think he's trying to say. I think he's trying to talk to the party, and for some, I think he's. I think Illison has sort of placated herself to him the most, and so
Yeah.
I think she's sort of become, at least to this guy, the party face. I think he's trying to recruit us. He's trying to have us on his roster rather than have Fiona Wachter.
Right.
He's trying to beat Fiona to us.
There
Yeah.
also might also be a little bit of sleazeball in there hitting on Ellison.
There might be. I didn't pick that up, but it wouldn't be out of character for him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say deception.
My real question is like, does this guy want us to assassinate this Fiona woman? Which is, certainly not gonna fly with Lau. But I don't know.
Ruben's just is like sitting there like give me a reason to not chop your head off right now. Just chewing on his meat. He's like, just give me a reason.
Okay,
Yeah,
I've rolled
I think deception makes the most sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I only had 2 to this, and I've been rolling single digits, so
I
No, but-
believe.
I don't have anything to help this. Okay. Single digit.
Kyle, the dice tonight are just not your friend.
Yeah, she doesn't meet his eyes. She says yes.
Yep.
when he asks
You know
her.
what? I'm going to make a private roll. Contested. A smile just at the corner of his mouth curls up. Ah, yes. Yes. He turns on his heel, returns behind the desk, and says, "My child, my extensive library is yours. You may return here, along with your allies. This is a place of safety." And he calls out to his house servant, which, just for the purposes of this interaction, is going to look like a maid. And the servant says, "Yes, my lord." "Go to the room. Retrieve the items we have discussed. Bring them to me." "As you wish, my liege." The servant disappears down the hall. A few moments later, she returns on a velvet pillow are a very odd looking pair of glasses.
Hmm.
Across them, a wand. And behind, in her left hand, a longsword. She lays them upon the table, the desk. She bows and takes her leave. Lord Vargas looks at the party and says, "Yes, yes, now is the time. I can count you among my friends. Please, these will aid you in ridding this land of that evil spawn."
Alyson will approach them and examine them.
Okay.
Yeah.
The wand is metallic in nature. And as you stare down on it, you can see this faint blue light that courses back and forth. Not sure whether it's comes from within or along the outside periphery of it. The goggles almost appear as if it was the face and feathers of an owl. The longsword, silvery in nature, glows and gives off a light which illuminates the room, not brightly, but adds to the ambiance, if you will. Baron Vargas turns to you and says, "Please, take these as my gift, as a reward for destroying the vampire. You are the heroes of Valaki."
Yeah, I still don't have a orb, crystal ball to cast and identify. And I feel like I never will. A pearl. Um, but she man, I feel bad about. Can I do the notch thing where I make history checks to see if I recognize these based off of how they look?
Um, I'm going to make you roll separately for each item,
Okay.
and
So
we'll go goggles, wand, and sword.
I was also gonna say, since they're like, it looks like Ellison is trying to analyze the items, he would actually step up a bit and just give her guidance each time, if
Okay.
need be.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, I don't have a way to just to magically just make you tell me what they are. My
Yes.
suggestion, and just to everyone here, because not everyone here was here for the Tomb of Annihilation game, is to use history to be like, surely there are stories or accounts that have chronicled items of this nature, and I'd like to recall my sort of studies, of histories and such.
Yeah,
It makes
Just
either
as I
be
can.
it'd either be that or Arcana to identify the enchantments. Because I mean,
Right. I don't
you
want to
use
drop a
Arcana.
spell on that.
Yeah, well, no, you use the Arcana like knowledge because you have to have Arcana to be able to make magic items.
It's basically used in a similar way.
Yeah, it's
Sure. I
similar
mean, I'm better at
understandable.
Arcana, but I just don't see how that would help me here. Arcana, when I think of Arcana, I think of like, it's like, oh, this is a wand with evocation on it. Okay, that could be 10 different things. I don't know what that is, right?
Well,
I'm not.
Arcana is
I'm not going to fight you on this. I want you
yeah.
to help me sell me on it. How
Ar-
would Arcana?
Arcana is used for what enchants you can put on stuff, how to do it. It'd be you might have seen like know the like making of a blade like this, or like the making of those goggles, like what enchantments, like with the
Yeah,
runes that are on there and stuff.
So here's what I'm going to do, Kyle. I would like you to look at uh, the personal information on your character sheet of Illicent. And if there's anything about your bio or backstory that would allow you to use Arcana, I will allow that roll.
Like, did your master ever make magical items? Anything like
Yes,
that?
things like that. And,
Um,
or if, and I'm going to give you a very wide scope to interpret what you have on your character sheet.
Because history would be more artifact level magic items.
I mean,
not many runes like
I don't
this.
think so. I think that I honestly think history is just way more applicable. It's like,
All right, then
know.
you know what? Roll the history.
I
I
just
don't know.
know
I'm not trying to shut Jedi down. I feel like he makes sense. I just don't see it yet. Does that make sense?
yeah. Because the actual rules for crafting magic items, you're required to have Arcana as a skill.
Well, I don't know how that would help here. This isn't crafting.
Well, my interpretation actually is it's exactly the same as your pitch for history, where it's like in order to know about arcane things and items and stuff like that, you would actually have to read about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying Arcana is almost like arcane history?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's your arcane knowledge. It's your know-how of. So it'd be okay. I know this sword can have this on it. Looking at the symbols that are on it, the runes and stuff carved into it, it's probably this magic.
Yeah,
As a dungeon master, Kyle, I would have asked my players for an arcane roll, an arcana
okay.
roll. History wouldn't have crossed my mind.
Interesting.
Both can work, but history is more relics and like old magic. These are mundane, like everyday magical items.
You know, I'm just
Well,
saying,
like we had an excellent example in Tomb of Annihilation where we had a Gauntlets of Ogre power, and so my character remembered reading of the story of the hero who donned them
Sure.
and saved his, and like it's like yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
both can
I
work.
get it. I get
It
it.
didn't need
Yeah.
to be a. Now with
it-
Jedi, I'll say, I almost imagine it's like looking at like a firearm and being like, oh, I know how to disassemble this and put it back together, so I know what I know what this is built out of.
Yeah, you're basically looking at it and looking at all the parts and going, okay,
Yeah.
these runes do this and this.
Okay,
and
I
this
can see
kind
that.
of-
I've almost got like a insight into the blueprint, the magic blueprint of how it sort of comes
that's
together
kind of,
Yeah.
kind
to
of how it
understand
goes.
its function.
You're trying to reverse engineer it to figure out
All
what
right.
it is by looking at it.
I want that to work. I want that to be right because I have a +10 compared to +7 for Arcana.
Then
So
then DM decides. Let's say Arcana it is. Let's roll up for the goggles, and you have guidance. You do not need to add. Okay.
You
Uh,
definitely know this. You've made one of these before, probably.
Yeah.
yeah, and to speak to the backstory, I don't get a lot of times chances to talk about it. She would have absolutely helped. She would have been like the 10% of the help, but still, it's mostly would have been her tutor. But she she definitely would have helped during magic item creation.
All right. So the goggles you recognize immediately, especially by not only the description. You have a pretty good idea, but looking at them very clearly, you can see the irises in the goggles um, are like a blue hue to them. Um, they are slits oriented north and south. There's an adjustable band behind them, and the bridge of the eyepieces. There's almost like a. It comes down and forms almost like a little beak. And your eyes kind of like, oh, these are goggles of the night.
Okay.
Very
The
good
vampire
for
goggles.
Victor,
Yeah,
or
I was gonna say I've been spending spell slots like crazy, getting him dark vision.
right.
All right, so Victor, I am going to, whoops, I'm going to add.
I mean, she'll straight up hand them to him. She'll like ask Simon to pass it to Victor.
Yes. So, Victor, you now have night vision out to 60 feet. Uh, Illicent, you know that for a creature that already has dark vision, this would extend the range out to 120 feet, effectively doubling the range of these goggles.
And then I'm looking here. There's no attunement, so they can be swapped around.
Yes.
That's cool.
All right.
Can longsword
Uh,
next?
Next item would be this metallic silver wand with a blue hue pulsing from stem to tip and then back again,
Okay,
almost like the Cylon's eyes.
That's the
in-
one I care about. So I'm going to use my boon to gain advantage.
All right. You do not need to add anything to that.
Gotcha.
Uh,
19 and 20. Jesus.
That's pretty good.
yeah. Illicent, this is a wand of magic missiles.
Oh my goodness! It's a
That's
Glock.
helpful.
Um, this wand is a little different. This wand has but 2 charges on it. But at the beginning of each day, there's a little sun emblem on it. Uh, you recognize it immediately as the same symbol of the Church of St. Andrew, and it will recharge at the dawn of each day.
It has a maximum of 2 charges,
Yes.
and if I use both charges, I have to check to see if it gets destroyed.
Yes.
Okay.
And finally, we have the longsword. Okay. This is a moon touched longsword. You notice the symbol of Sihane Moonbow etched into the blade.
An elven goddess.
Okay.
Lord Vargas spreads his arms widely and says, "Yes, my friends. Yes, true heroes of Vallaki, allies. Please make my home a symbol, a place of rest." And he calls out for the servant again, who appears and says, "This party, they stay at the Blue Water Inn. Please make sure their accommodations, food, and beverages are taken care of. I will
Oh,
see to it personally."
you are very generous, Baron Velikovich.
All will be well, my friends. All will be well.
I would like to talk to the Baron about Zayden a little bit, if that's okay with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Lau would say to the Baron, Uh, a delicate matter would be that of our friend Zaiden, who certainly has overreached uh, his his rights in this wonderful town. Um, he is a simple fellow. If I might sort of explain a little bit about him, and perhaps we could come to some sort of an understanding about him. May I have a moment of your time, sir?
Roll me a perception check, please, Lau.
Yeah.
The Baron's like happy expression changes. He becomes, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but less happy,
Yeah.
right?
Little
He's
little
agitated.
little
No, no,
disappointment
no,
that
no,
the
no.
conversation's going this way.
Disappointed is much better than agitated.
Yeah.
Like a mixture of disappointment and annoyed.
Um, yeah, that would be extremely
Yeah.
accurate. And the Baron sits down in his high back chair and swivels it towards you, Lau, and says, "It is most unfortunate. I know that he is your ally, but I
Oh,
cannot have
this is
someone sowing the seeds of malfeasance, discontent. I, I, I certainly hope you understand."
I, I do in fact, and I actually counseled him against any uh what do you call unwise outbursts. Um, I merely wanted to recommend to you that while he is an outspoken, arrogant person, he is also a powerful weapon if he can be wielded and loud gestures to the Baron by the right swordsman, if you will, you in this case. Um, he is a simple fellow, and he has, I think, one cause here, which is he found it he found it hard to take that there were children in the stocks, and uh, I'm simply planting the seeds with you here, Baron, that if you were to perhaps meet him halfway on this, as I say, he is a weapon, and you could point him in the direction that you chose. It might be worth considering.
If you need any proof of how actually powerful he is, you can ask the church. He actually protected them from a literal hellspawn when you were there.
All in the service of good and righteousness, which I know doesn't seem right when you've heard the way he speaks, but again, he is a useful tool, Baron. I think you would find him to be such. Anyway, thank you for your time. I don't mean to push the issue. You've been so generous with us.
The Baron raises his hand with a finger to stop you as if you were going to leave, and he says, "Yes, I was very conflicted about placing your compatriot in the stocks. But surely you can understand. And even though Father Petrovich told me of his brave deeds, I cannot have anyone, especially someone so powerful, sowing the seeds of disbelief and sadness. I mean, all will be well." He kind of giggles to himself a little bit. He says, "Perhaps Isaac was a little too emphatic in his description of the exchange between the two of them. But Isaac is my trusted friend, and if I do not support Isaac, I certainly cannot expect the same in return. And while I concede that I may have jumped to a conclusion, I'm afraid that, and he holds up his hands in supplication, that my hands, unfortunately, are tied in this manner. I have already made my declaration, and it would show a degree of indecisiveness if I were to reverse myself. I certainly hope that you can understand that I have decreed that your compatriot will spend the next week in the stocks.
Is that a week of player time or a week of character time?
It's a week of player time, as in next week.
Just making sure.
Yeah,
because that could be 12 sessions. If we're not careful.
let's just hope that my son decides to join us next Sunday.
He would be so
this
pissed
week
off if we just.
is this day actually.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
day in the stocks is what he's
yeah,
saying.
yeah. He's gonna. I don't know what else to do with Isaac.
Right.
Zayden, except put him in the stocks and
Right.
have Dr. Lau throw rotten fruit at him.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean,
I was
after
very
the day
clear.
of
Swimming through the fruit.
I mean,
I mean, after the day of punishment, you can have him just rest in the inn. He got sick from the rotten fruit.
so I mean,
Guys,
If
guys,
he can't come back.
I think we've done all that we can for this town. I think that we should leave.
Yeah, right now is Zayden still in the stocks?
Yeah.
wow,
Run quick!
A2 Brute. Um, um, and Baron goes, and as for the children, I feel that I need to address that as well. It brings me no pleasure, in fact, great pain to confine children to the stocks. But I'm sure that you can appreciate that in this land, children are often regarded as pure, innocent, and even signs of hope. And should they lose those things and faith that things will indeed be well, surely I must make example is such a bad word. They must be punished. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Reuven, could I have you go back to this spot right here?
Okay. Because Reuven just started walking out the instant he
Yeah.
was trying to make it sound like the children deserved it.
Yeah.
He's pissed. He was just,
One,
I'm out. I'm going
yeah, one more step north.
north. Okay.
Yep.
Weird. I went south, but okay.
Yep. And give me a perception check, please.
It matters. My passive's 19.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, well, damn. Okay. Hang
yeah.
on.
That's why I was like, do I need to
Oh,
roll?
no. Thank you for giving me that. To the north, you hear a male softly groaning and the slight rattle of chains.
Yeah, Reuven returned to look at that, and then stare at the maid, and then start walking that way towards it.
Okay, I'm going to
He's-
remove the. I'm going to remove the house servant from right there because they have been dismissed.
Oh, they're not in the hole. Okay.
They are not.
Because yeah, I would have looked at them and just gave them this dead ass, just no disturbing me and continued on my way.
Okay. What, Reuven? Are you doing anything other than moving to the door?
Moving to take a closer listen.
All right. You hear a very hoarse male voice. Help! Help! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't. I didn't. I. I didn't mean it. The wolves. It was just a joke. It was just a joke.
And it's just the one voice behind the door.
Just one voice behind the door.
I think everyone's just gonna stare at the door for a second and think. Continue in the room.
Okay. Baron says, "Well, my friends, well, I think our business here is concluded. Illicent, please make yourself at home. Study the library as you wish. Maria, Maria, come here. Coming, master." And Reuven, you hear a voice emanating from down here, and you could hear footsteps moving towards this corridor.
I'm just gonna pace up and down the hall.
Okay.
Just look like I'm pacing.
Yep. Maria kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, oh, I did not expect anybody. Oh, excuse me." And she enters the room. Yes, my lord. What is it, Lord Vargas? And the Baron says, "These friends are welcome anytime. Please announce when pass the word to the staff that when they arrive, they are to be announced and let me know, but they are to be given free rein to move about my home as they wish. The bedrooms, of course, are off limits, and please let the lady of the house know as well." "Yes, my liege, as you wish." And she smiles intently at each of you and says, "The kitchen is open should you require any sustenance." And you truly believe that the house is being opened to the party to come and go as they please.
Oh, sorry. Before I forget, where exactly would I be able to buy a toothbrush?
A toothbrush?
Yeah.
Maria, my dear, fetch this good ally a toothbrush. She says, "Shall I crush up some fresh mint for you too, my liege? We don't have much left in the larder, but perhaps that would be in order."
You okay?
Are you okay, Miss?
Well, there's a distinct odor of halitosis in the air. Perhaps some mint would be in order. She leaves, and a few moments later, oops, she leaves, and we'll let Reuven do his thing.
Ruin's just pacing. I think he's gone to the door and he's checking if it's locked.
It is locked. And as you try the door, he's like, you can hear this whimpering. Oh, no. Oh. It was a joke. It was a joke. I was kidding.
And does this look about the same area as where the light was when we last came over here, where the flash of arcane light?
Ba-bum.
Or was this kind of opposite of that?
It can't be.
Reuven, I'm going to give this one to you. The flash of light came from the front facing wall of the house.
Yeah, which is why I figured. But I just wasn't sure if this was like rotated or not.
It is not. It's
Okay.
it's one layer stacked on top of the other.
Okay, so yeah, this wouldn't be that room.
Well, if nobody objects, Lau will take the longsword for now. I'm sure we're giving it to Zayden in the long run, but
If you can use it.
if anybody else, I mean, I can. Can anybody else use it? I guess. Oh, probably you, Victor, right?
I prefer what I have. I think.
Okay. Does anybody else like need it? Because I've got the dedicated weapon thing where.
I mean, it would give you a magic weapon too until you can get that access. So.
Right. Yeah. So I'll take it for now, and we all understand that it's a magic sword, and that goes to the paladin. But for the time being, it could be in my hands.
I am going to ask for a little assistance on this one. It's a martial weapon, and
As an elf, I am proficient with longsword.
okay, very good. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything else the party would like to do while in this room before?
I assume Illicent wants to stay.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what the burgomaster's going to do. Is he just sitting here until we leave, or does he have stuff to do?
The burgomaster, is going to say something along the lines of, I have other pressing matters that I must attend to. He sits down in his high back chair and begins shuffling through papers. You get the definite impression that the conversation is over, and Illicent. The burgomaster even goes so far as to say, "You're more than welcome to stay and go through the library at your leisure." But he is now attending to other matters of his.
Yeah, if he's still in the room, then she's not going to stay here with him.
Okay.
But she'll what she'll probably do is I'm not sure how she'd do this, but she'd like to sort of not wait until he leaves, but she really only wants to go in here if he's not going to be around. Which is like, it is also because she doesn't like him, but also she wouldn't want to do this with anyone else around anyway. She just wants the room to herself. I mean, 2 dogs and 2 people is kind of a crowded library.
Because he's a creep.
At this juncture, the burgomaster is busy attending to other matters of the town and shows no signs of vacating the rooms.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there doing paperwork, signing
Yes.
things, stamping things.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna do this, and I am sending him over. My little one guys is poking Victor on the shoulder and motioning towards the door.
Ellison is fine leaving.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to signal Victor to follow the little guy, while my
Right.
little wooden twig guys is poking. Come on.
Did I happen to get my toothbrush?
I was actually going to wait on the toothbrush. Lau, Illicent, you make your way out. Reuven is trying valiantly to get the attention of Victor.
Oh. Victor's following. Sorry. I went to grab my
Yeah.
drink. Apologize.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, one of my little guys flew over and poked you on the shoulder, and then is motioning to the door and flying back to the door. Just trying to get him to have you follow him.
But I want the books. No, I'm kidding.
And I'm just gonna hush whisper, like I'm trying to leave. I motion.
Excuse me.
What?
You smell something?
Come. Just. And I point to the door and just it is in there.
I've never said no to this before, so why not?
All right. Lau, you can hear the clack of heels from the east, beginning to climb stairs. Not in a hurried fashion, but clack, 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 clack. And you understand that this is most likely the house servant returning with some freshly crushed mint and a toothbrush for the cleric.
And I'm getting a little one guy tapping on him, and I'm just like motioning hold, like I have my hand up, just and pointing at the hall down, like to keep him from coming.
All right. Victor, what are you doing?
See if there's like a trap, anything on the door that looks out of place.
Okay, give me an investigation check. All right. You do not see like any holes that would of like a poison needle trap. There are no tripwires. This is simply, in your best opinion, a locked door. My
Okay.
friends, we are 1 hour and 30 minutes into this session. Let us take a 5 to 10 minute break
Okay.
to use the restroom or refresh our beverages or snacks. And I will see you back here at 6:35 to 6:40.
Cool.
Alrighty. useful. Although it sucks we only have 2 shots. And usually only one, because we don't really want to risk breaking it.
Yeah, it's
Well, honestly though, why not?
well, yeah. I mean, if I have it, I'm using 2 every time because
Yeah.
that's why we
Well,
have it.
I think you should only use one charge, but you might as well use it twice. You know what I mean? Because a level 2 magic, if you use 2 charges, you only get 4 missiles. If you use one
That's what I
charge and
mean,
then one
though.
charge,
I would
you
use
get
both
6.
in a day.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I would never not use both.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I mean, an uncommon magic missile with 7 charges is it's a decent item.
Yeah.
An uncommon, I don't even know if this counts as a common item. It's nice to have it. It's extra spells. Man, I kind of was hoping I'd be able to like not take magic missile on my spell list and then
Right.
just have this as a backup to free myself up for other slots. But
I think it's great.
to
I mean,
cast
it's.
things that
I mean,
way is
obviously,
not.
it's a huge downgrade to only have the 2, but it's good for cleanup, and it saves you a spell slot, and it has a range of 120 feet. I don't know. There are worse things. I have no idea what this Moon Touch sword does.
It's really just a glowing sword.
Yeah, it's a
Sweet.
glow stick, but it will
That's awesome.
bypass.
I might
No.
not even give it to Zayden then.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
The it is a glowing sword, which gives off light to 30 feet.
Oh, okay.
But the bigger part of it is,
Yeah.
creatures that are resistant to attacks from non-magical weapons.
Right.
This ignores the damage, which means when you strike a creature that has resistance,
Yeah, it's a magic blade.
it's going to deal full damage.
Right. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, yeah, it's just a
And-
magic sword. with
And
glowing-
this is the item that was had like the runes of Sayanine Moonbow on it.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, my elven monk likes that.
Yeah, because it gives off light in a 15-foot radius, and then dim light for another 15.
Yep. And I'm going to do this. Illicent, give me another Arcana check, and you have the. Oh, I've seen this before.
Yeah, I'll use a charge to.
No,
keep-
do not use
oh.
a charge. Do not use a
Okay.
charge. I want you to just roll Arcana one more time because I think there's something that I did not describe.
Yeah, I was actually thinking if I could examine this to see if I could fix it, if it's sort of depleted or damaged in some way.
Yes. Ooh, nice roll. You do not need to roll with advantage for that. You feel like it could be repaired.
That's cool.
It is something beyond your comprehension at this time, but the construction of it is robust. It's actually very kind of it's weighted. It's heavier than what you would expect a wand to be. So, in the spirit of full disclosure, if you were to expend both charges, it is a 1% chance that the item will be destroyed. So, although it only has 2 charges, the chances of it being destroyed and becoming unusable are lower.
Interesting. So, like a D100.
Yes.
Okay.
And if when you expend the charge, remind me every time that I'm going to let you call it. It could be a 1 or a 100.
I have a suggestion for you.
Sure.
On a 1, it breaks. On a 100, it gained an additional charge to a max of 7, back to its starting point.
Ooh. Oh.
That's fine.
Like
oh.
using it and stressing it to its point, like stretches it back out or something. If that makes any sense.
Wow. You are the devil's advocate, and you know what?
like heating plastic to form it.
Yes,
Yeah, like imagine it was like it was used incorrectly or something, and so now it has like a fraction of its power, but it has the
Oh,
potential.
it's like an iPhone. You gotta like drain the battery totally to actually charge it.
All right, I'm going to come back at you with this.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm going to come back at you with this. On a roll of 1, it is destroyed. On a roll of 100, you get the 7 charges. But here's the caveat: when it becomes fully charged, back to 7, it now becomes a 10% chance of breaking. And I'm counting on Kyle to describe what happens if it comes back to full power.
Narratively or mechanically?
Yeah, I'm looking for
Narratively, okay.
I'm looking for the Kyle, like, holy shit! You can hear this like hum of a nuclear reactor
Sorry,
charging up,
kids.
That's fun.
type of thing, and like, yeah, buddy, hang
Oh.
on.
I was more thinking of like an owl drops a letter off in his lap, says like, welcome to
you got-
Hogwarts.
yeah, as opposed to the howler. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If it ever attains the 7 charges again, it breaks on a 10 or lower.
yes, and
which makes it more volatile than a normal one, but that makes sense. It's sort of it still has a defect.
It's
though
like
winning at full
Ron's
power.
wand when he breaks it. It's like all
Yeah.
spell taped and
Sounds
shit.
like a good deal.
yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
I will add a damaged wand of magic missiles to my inventory.
All right. I'm not sure if Simon is back yet, but in the meantime, I think enough of us are back that Lau, you hear the footsteps like click clack climbing up steps, 4 or 5 strides across the landing, and the click clack of coming up. I'm going to move you.
Okay.
The second row of steps.
Yes.
Victor, you're at the door. It's locked. It, to the best of your knowledge, it is not trapped. What would you like to do?
Try to get it open.
All right. Why don't we try some thieves' tools?
I don't think Ellison knows what's happening.
Ellison has no idea what the F is going on.
Rolled out of the
To
park
keep him-
almost.
Keep him still because I motioned to him and got his attention, but I don't think Ellison saw me.
Your thieves' tools work, and the door is now unlocked.
I think Victor lets Reuven in. I don't think he opens it. He unlocked it, and I'm not gonna say what I saw, but I'm just gonna move out of the way and let him go.
So I'm just gently opening the door and taking a look in.
Chained to the back wall of this otherwise empty closet
Fuck.
is a badly beaten man wearing nothing but a loincloth. The iron shackles have cut into his wrist, causing blood to trickle down his hands. And he looks at you and goes, help me. And that, I think, is fair enough to say is 6 seconds. Wow, the house servant rounds the corner with a toothbrush in her right hand and a container containing crushed up herbs of some sort in this slurry mixture.
Yes. Lau is going to play up his leg injury. He's favoring using his quarterstaff as a walking stick, and right as he gets next to the maid, he's going to sort of bump into her and trip and fall down, and go, "Oh my!" You know, that kind of thing. Oh, terribly foolish of me. I'm so this leg of mine. I'm going to give myself the prone condition.
Um,
Illison's a bit suspicious because I mean, that seems odd for Lau, but she will move over.
You've
to
seen
help
Lau
him.
move at 45 feet per round.
Right. She will sort of like turn back and be like, "What the hell's
Lau,
happening?"
give me a performance check, please.
I will. Not my best. Hey, there we go.
Wowie.
You dislocated your shoulder to make it work.
Yeah, actually, Lau's almost spitting chiclets on the ground from his performance, and the house servant goes, oh dear, oh, are you okay?" And like she drops the toothbrush on the ground, but
Yeah,
manages to hold the
the mint.
mint in her hand. She goes, oh, my dear man,
Oh no,
how may I lend assistance? And oh, oh,
it's
maybe
I'm very old, young lady. You don't understand. Can you help me up, please? And he's just gonna milk it. You know, he's gonna make it hard to get up, and then maybe if you could help me get downstairs. I'm worried about these treacherous stairs here.
she's buying what you're selling 100%,
Sure.
and she bends over to pick you up, and she goes, my master, uh, uh,
Oh, don't worry about the toothbrush and the mint. My friend he's right behind us. He'll follow. You just help an old man. You'll be fine. It's exactly what you should do.
the Baron, I must do what the Baron orders.
Simon, come with us.
Yeah, Illison will offer to take them from her if she's really worried.
There you go.
That would be so helpful. Oh yes, yes.
Lau catches Illicent's eyes and winks.
Yeah, she sort of like squints her eyes at you for a second, but
Yeah.
she plays along.
She puts her she puts her shoulder underneath your arm of your
Yes.
obviously injured leg.
Right.
Can you bear any weight upon it? I'll help you down the stairs. Yes,
Why?
right this way.
Oh,
Please,
thank you, my dear.
please,
Yes.
please, my dear. She looks at you, Illicent. Take these and just say I'm helping the hero Valaki out of the house. Please, you must explain to him because if I don't, oh, please, I don't want to get in any trouble. Oh, here, and she's fumbling, handing you the mint, and she bends over. I'm sorry, and she picks up the toothbrush here, and her hands are shaking. Obviously, she's very concerned about not following Baron Vargas's order.
Yeah, I might talk to her about that when we get downstairs, but for now.
Okay. Uh, in the meantime, Reuven.
Yeah, I'm just motioning Victor and stepping in and asking, "What? Why are you chained up like this?
Oh,
What did you do?"
oh, oh, my name is Udo Lokovich. I was arrested. I was arrested by at the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Oh, I should have never made that cursed sign suggesting that we should feed the Baron to the wolves.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have.
It's okay. It's just a joke, guys.
I mean,
I just want to go home, please. Just get me out of here. And he rattles the chains a little bit, and he winces at the cuffs, biting into his skin even further. A larger trickle of blood rolls down his right arm towards his elbow.
Yeah, that was really stupid, kid, but doesn't deserve this.
He looks at you. His eyes meet yours. Please free me. I just want to go home.
And what was the name again? It's
Udo?
Udo Lokovich,
Lokovich. Why does Lokovich sound familiar?
because everybody ends with Vich in this town.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, true. But still, I could have sworn there was someone we met that had that same last name. I just can't place it. Am I wrong?
I just want to make sure because it would really suck. Who the hell were you guys pursuing initially? What was his name?
Milivoj.
Milivoj.
Good news, Bilivoj only has his first name and not a last name. So in that, excuse me, in that case, I can tell you with a high degree of certainty that you have never met anyone with the last name of Lukovich.
This is cruel and unusual. Locking you in a room like this just for speaking it. And I just gotta look out towards Victor. Trying to get Victor's attention. I'm just trying to wave him down. I'll even pop my little guy and just have him fly over and just pull on his cloak with him.
Um, Snave just gave me a message that he's dealing with his son, so I
Okay.
feel
Yeah,
that
no problem.
you're flying solo right now, my friend.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. That's a lot of responsibility on you right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's like I have no way of unlocking these. I'm gonna look around the room for a key because otherwise I can't help.
Give me a investigation check, and this will end your turn, if you will.
Yeah.
There is no key in this room. Illicent, you have returned to the Baron's room with a toothbrush and a container of fresh smelling liquid that wafts and is quite pleasing to your nose. The Baron turns and goes, Illicent, my child, where is my servant? What are you doing? Busying yourself with the mundane.
She will explain. Um, Lau has a bad leg and asks that she help him down the stairs and out of the house. She'll be back up shortly. I freed her of what she was carrying.
Oh,
It
well,
seemed only right.
I certainly hope that your friend is okay. Did not seem to be injured, yet he stumbles. Odd.
I I'm not a doctor like he is. I believe it. The pain. Um, what's the right term?
Oh, a
Flares up.
lingering injury. Oh yes.
Yeah. What's the like? It's like the. I don't know what. I don't know. Words are failing me right now. It's like when you have like episodes of pain. I'm not sure what it's called.
Rheumatoid arthritis, we'll call
There we
it.
go. Yeah. Well, she tries to convey that she doesn't understand it, but it acts up sometimes.
Okay.
Simon actually hears this. He's like, wait, but I've seen him like, oh.
The fact that he can double dash 135 feet. No, nothing.
Yeah.
Hang on just a second. Want to do a couple things. Illicit Simon, you notice that this mastiff picks his head up and is sniffing at the air.
Yeah, I
Gets
hand
to-
Simon
get-
the stuff.
He gets to his feet and kind of like half, like not aggressively, but takes a step forward and is like,
She'll like look at Simon and say, "We're leaving, aren't we?" And she'll nod out.
Uh, uh, yeah, I'm sorry. And he just kind of like does this weird, I don't know what to do in front of a baron, so I'm just gonna bow, kind of thing. And he will follow out halfway, and he'll actually pop his head back into the room. Uh, yeah, his leg also sometimes, for some reason, it smells too, and it has a tendency of attracting, animals, especially ones with a keen nose. So I wouldn't really pay too much attention to it.
give
One
me
weird trick dogs hate.
give me a deception check, please.
Give myself a quick guidance. This is gonna be horrible.
Everybody else is critting, man. Just do it.
All the kids are doing it these days.
12, yay!
The Baron stands up, places both hands on his desk, looks at his dog, says, "What is it, boy? What is the matter? What is the matter? What is it you smell?" And Reuven, excuse me, Lau,
Yeah.
the maid is leading you down the stairs 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yep.
Right about there.
Cool.
I'll move the maid. Yep. Victor, are you back? Victor is not back. Reuven, you're on your own, my friend. What is it you're going to do? You can hear a conversation. You can hear footsteps of party members leaving the Baron's office.
Crap. Look,
Is Victor back? He just texted.
Yep, Victor, are you back with us or are you gone? Oh, you're on the phone.
Okay.
yeah, all good.
All right, hang on.
Still on the
Okay.
phone. Okay. I'm just gonna reassure them. Just look, I can't help you right now. I don't have the key, and I'm not good at picking locks. I won't be too much of noise, and I'll get killed if I try and break these chains. So just here, and I'm just gonna give him some water,
Okay.
and like give him the muffin to bite on, like give him some
Oh,
good
the
water.
magic muffin. Yeah.
Yeah, just here, the daily muffin.
Yep.
And just I'll be back as soon as I can.
Reuven's
Just-
like Ben Hur, like giving Jesus the drink of water.
Yeah, just stay strong. I'll get you out of this as soon as I can, okay?
And like his excitement, he becomes crestfallen, but at the drink of water and the muffin, he feels reassured that his rescuers may come back to help him. He's not really sure. And I'm going to make. Hang on. Simon, you notice that Doggy is following you out of the room.
Alyson will respond to him, and she's not really whispering. She's just like, "I think let's go." Lau's outside. Well, actually, she'll probably say Lau and Reuven are outside because she didn't see Reuven.
Yeah.
Still following.
Okay.
Looking behind, it's like I'm
Reuven?
sorry, I don't have a treat on me.
I'm just gonna
Nice.
nod and step out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll get you when I can, kid. I'll try and get you out of here.
Okay, you step out into the hallway. Anything
Yep.
else you do?
And just gently close the door.
All right. Doggy steps out into the hallway, sniffs the air, turns a couple times in the hallway, and retreats back into Baron Vargas's office.
Illicent will wait here until she sees that the rest of them have joined her.
All right, I'm just going to move Victor over here. Reuven.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I just passed right by the door. I just.
Ah, Reuven.
Yeah.
I'm going to move you right back here.
Right here,
And
pass. Okay.
the
Pass.
Baron calls out to you, says, "Ah, friend, may I be of further assistance? Did you find anything interesting?"
Just was pacing. Just need my time.
Ah, yes. Give me a deception persuasion.
Did pace, but no, this is definitely deception, sadly. Doesn't really matter. I have equal in both, so. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you can see the sweat coming off Irvin.
you do you have a card you can use, Jedi? That's pretty.
The only card I got is before, not after.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I should have used it. Didn't think to. It wouldn't have mattered though, because it was just advantage, and I rolled.
It's true. You
the
would have gotten
two.
it too. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Baron Vargas looks at you, says, "Yes. Sometimes when I am concerned, I myself pace. And even though you are sweating like Michael Jackson at a kiddie festival, you fucking sold it because I rolled a nat one."
Wow.
I'm glad you specified that. I almost thought for a second, did he want you to see that? And so he's like, it's like a power move.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay. Then yeah, Rune's just enjoy your paperwork. And just
Can't
continue on.
believe I got away with that.
Yeah,
Enjoy
Rune.
your paperwork.
Yeah, enjoy your paperwork. Oh God, my heart. My little doggo heart.
All right. Is there anything else at the Burgomaster's house the party wants to do? Or
Um,
if not, where are you headed?
Almost, Mike. I just Lau will tell the maid that if she and her husband, of course, wanted to stop by the Blue Water Inn later, he'd like to buy them a drink to thank her for her kindness. And what he's actually thinking is that then he could ask her a little bit about the working conditions at the manor here. But
Okay.
he doesn't feel he has time right now to have a meaningful conversation with her.
Understood. Understood. It's kind of like on the way out the door and
Yeah, and he's just like a weird old man who's like, stop by
Plant-
the Blue Water Inn. I'll buy you and your man a drink. You know, whatever.
planting the seed. I love it.
Yep.
All right. Isaac is not here. Wink. All right. So the party is back at the Blue Water Inn. Um, when you return, and I need to make a couple of changes here.
Hunters are back.
No, those are not the Vectors. Those are.
I said the hunters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Were they hunters? I don't remember them.
Yeah, they went out to hunt some wolves.
Okay.
All right. Party returns to the Blue Water Inn. There are, this time, the room is much more crowded than previously. It is now later in the day, and whoops, people are in drinking and having a wonderful time. And I need to put those on.
My apologies.
Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you.
Things
Sorry,
happen.
haven't talked to him in a few days. They went on a vacation,
Yeah.
so I had
You
to.
don't need to explain a thing,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, not at all, man.
All right, so um, Ismark and Irina are still at the bar. Um, there are a number of commoners uh, drinking wine and picking at their food. And as Reuven pointed out, the two hunters have returned. They are drinking as well. And Rictavio is kind of scribbling in a book. And this rather blue, hulking mass of a man is still at the bar drinking heavily.
He's been drinking all day. He is flat out wasted.
You cannot drink all day if you don't start early. Those are my rules.
And I would have mentioned, like, once we were away from the house, I would have brought up the kid they have chained up in a room.
Not a kid, an adult male.
Oh, adult?
Yes.
You tell everyone that?
Yeah, the man they have chained up. I would have pulled Lau aside and told him at least. And Victor already saw. And then but yeah, I don't know.
Illicent would have been close to Lau for sure. Simon, I don't
Yeah.
know. Would you have heard? Probably. Simon always seems a little distracted, but
Yeah.
I just wanted my toothbrush, man. I don't know
Oh,
nothing about nothing.
you
had
got
your
it. Illicent gave it to you.
Yep.
Yes.
Man, I mean,
Just for speaking out, he does that to him?
This town is clearly dealing with some issues. The question is, how many can we take on all at once? And
How many would be solved just by following what that sign he wrote says?
I'll tell you what I want, Reuven, and this would still be on the road over here, Mike. We're not in the tavern yet.
Yeah.
I want to talk to this Fiona Vactor person. There's a story there, and I haven't the faintest idea what it is, but it might be worth finding out about. I also think we're probably being watched constantly, so I don't think we just walk up to their house.
Mm-hmm.
In all fairness, though, that seems to be the go-to in this kind of, not even just this town, this entire place in frickin' Barovia, man. I'm scared, man. I'm so paranoid. I don't know who's watching. It just seems like it's par for the course. I don't know. I really think after Zayden getting put in the stocks,
Oh, should we swing by the stocks on the way to the tavern and throw some fruit at him?
I think that would be a horrible waste of fruit.
You're no fun anymore, Simon.
I don't think we should waste what we've got going with the Burgomaster.
It's his judgments are too disproportionate to the offense. It's terrible.
Yeah, but
Maybe we don't have the whole story.
No, I'm not defending him. I just think that if we can learn whatever his rules are, I think we'll be fine.
Well, I agree that his rules do seem quite unfair, but at the same time, I the whole keep your enemies closer kind of thing. I think this falls into that category. I think that we really don't want to waste any good opportunity to be close to the person who's head of this town
Yeah.
off of
Mo-
doing
That's
something
that's the real
reckless.
question, my friends. If we were to address the issue of the man on the second floor, are we prepared to take on all of the town guards?
Oh no, not
No.
not not at all. I think we just skip
That
town.
this is
I mean,
exactly
Alyson just straight up just says like, no, of course not.
well, and that was that was Lau's point.
Right.
We're not ready to do that. Even if we were powerful enough to do that, like, who said that we walk into towns and murder the establishment and then leave? It's that's not really the job. I mean, you do what's right, but that doesn't mean you destroy the entire infrastructure of a place. It's we need to really think about anything before we do anything.
I just think that we need to get the whole story, and then if it sounds bad, then we actually just leave. I like look. We got to find the bones, but we can't find the person anymore. We don't really have any leads. I don't even know what we're doing still here.
It's a fair
I-
point, Simon. I was hoping that the burgomaster would be something of a quest giver, but he really just said, "Here, have some nice stuff."
This is a good time to say Alyson does not join the party at the Blue Water Inn.
Oh, fair.
At some point, maybe now when we're talking as we're moving through the city, she's gonna sort of try to. I mean, she won't do it unannounced, but she'll just be like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go see to that business that you spoke to about. It'll just be asking questions. I'm gonna go find if I can find Bogan and Denya, or at least if they left or are in the city still.
Who's that? Oh, yeah, that's servants.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you like company? I hate to have you wandering around by yourself.
Yes, you should not be alone.
It's sure it's busy work. It's less necessary now that we have access to the archive. I'm
Kyle, you're allowed to say no if you want to go by yourself.
no, she
would offer.
she would rather go with somebody, but she
Oh,
is
okay.
also previously it was like, okay, and if we don't do this, then we don't get to go to the archive. Now we do get to go to the archive, but Kyle at least got the sense that like um the archive was like a bribe.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, he still wants us to keep doing stuff for him. And so this is like a good. I mean, like everyone, Simon. I don't know if Alyssa would say this because she's not trying to be confrontational, but it's just like, okay, so we leave town and go where? Like she lives here now. This is what Illicent is sort of like come to terms with. Because there's walls and food and like
It's
she
as
has an
safe as
inn.
anywhere in Barovia, right? I mean,
Yeah, she has an inn with some people here, even if it's with the devil kind of thing, right?
Wilson has a little bit of Stockholm syndrome.
I mean, that's very specific. She just she's reading the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't
No,
Stockholm syndrome refer to affection?
it refers to hostage crisis and how you come to buy what your hostage takers are selling.
Right, that's not what's happening here. She just
Right.
understands the admittance fee, right?
Yeah. No, we have no plan. Like, there's no reason to leave Valaki.
Yeah, so she's going to. Well, I mean, I don't think this needs to be role played out.
Yeah.
She's just going to go and make a couple checks to talk to people, find out who knew them, and if they know anything about where they are now. If they left, she might talk to some of the gate guards, see if anybody left within the time that they disappeared. So she's willing to let people join her. She's not saying no. She would rather not be alone, but at the same time, it's the kind of thing where it's like she understands this is sort of like busy work. Like she's paying rent, is what she feels like. So that only really takes one person, is what she feels, but she'd rather not be alone.
Yeah, is anybody willing to go with her? Lau can
Yeah.
if nobody else.
Well, I think Victor would
wants to.
speak up because I don't think Victor wants to sit in a tavern contemplating and talking all day. So he would say, "I will go with you."
Okay.
Right, perfect. That frees Lau up to go back to the tavern. He has a
Uh,
couple people to talk to
Mike,
there.
Yes.
real quick, did Simon happen to? We all saw the bag, right? That the spawns had.
Yes, you did. But Reuven got the very best.
You got the VIP spot.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I was up in that person's face for a few seconds. I might have saw what was in the bag, possibly. Probably not, possibly.
Well, if you don't think that we're gonna be really causing any trouble, I kind of wanted to go back to I forgot his name, the coffin maker dude.
Vandervoort?
Hendrik, who's dead,
Oh.
but go ahead.
Yep. Because I kind of got a couple of ideas. I got
Okay.
this weird. I got this weird spell that might actually. I could still question him a little bit.
Well, his body wouldn't be there anymore, right? It's the next day.
Possibly, but maybe I'll ask around where he would be at.
Could always ask.
No, I would say that the inquiries that the party makes, Simon kind of leading uh, the questions, that Henrik's body has been conveyed back to St. Andrews to be given a proper burial.
Hey, that's perfect. By the way, I'm trying to pitch like using Speak with Dead. Maybe we can still get like some information on where Milivoj was or when.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep, I like where that's going. So,
So if
I've
Jedi
my,
goes with
I've got my pencil and paper out here because
yeah,
I'm the prepared DM. I've got Illicent and Victor. Anybody else?
I think it's just the two of us.
Okay. And then I've got Simon and anyone else going with Simon. Okay, Simon's on your
I mean,
own.
if he's going on his own, then I'll go with him.
yeah,
Right.
and Lau would even say, "Dog, do you mind
Yeah.
for Reuven to accompany Simon?"
Yeah. If you're headed to the bar, ask
I
the
am.
keep about their wine supply. I mean, they're helping us out with a place to live. At least we can help them.
I have a few questions at the bar, but
All right.
Yeah. Just since you're headed that way, just figure out what's going on with the wine situation. Maybe we can help them.
Okay,
Sounds good.
so I'm going to play it this way just because I am a simpleton. I would like, well, I am. I would like Illicent, Simon, and Lau to roll for initiative. I see Victor and Reuven being supporting characters,
Yep.
so I don't want you to roll it out.
Um,
And it's just for purposes of the
Sure.
role play.
I don't have a token, but yeah.
Nope, just okay. There we go.
Elson goes first.
Yep.
and
So,
Illicent got the drop on us.
yeah, absolutely.
Wand of magic
Um,
missiles. Here we go.
Yep. With 2 charges, maybe 7, you never know. Illicent, you had mentioned that one of your first stops is going to be at one of the gates to inquire from the guards if they had seen any the 2 house servants pass that way. Am I wrong or right?
Yeah, I I essentially have like 3 ideas pretty much,
Okay.
which it's like one of them is the gates that I'll ask if they left.
All right. There are 3 gates: west, east, and north. Which one would you like to visit?
The only one I know heads to another town, so
All All right.
The one that heads to Barovia.
All right. Let me just really make a quick.
That'd be the east gate.
Yep. I am.
Did we ever find out what this creepy circle is in the corner?
What creepy circle?
Bottom corner, bottom left corner.
Oh no.
All right. Arriving at the east gate.
I don't mean to sound stiff. I don't think this is gonna take like a role play. I just want to make a couple checks to be like, does she?
Okay.
Does she sort of find anything during like a day of investigation?
All right.
I mean, I feel like I'm shutting you down. Are you okay with that?
I want to
Goddamn,
follow
sorry.
it up. I want to follow it up with one more question.
Mhm.
If you strike out at the east gate, what's your next move?
Yeah, I'll do all 3 gates if that'll take a day worth of walking around talking to people.
All right. Yes, it will. And what I will do is you strike out at the east gate. Where do you go next? North or west?
I'll go north.
All right.
Seems
Um,
seems like I'll be doing less walking.
um, the north gate, uh, where you get absolutely no information whatsoever um, from the gate guards. At the
Uh,
north gate, you are informed that the only person that has ventured outside the gate is the town drunk Bluto.
Interesting.
And he is fishing for something in the lake. And that would be
Can
Lake
I?
Zarovich.
Interesting.
Good old
Which is
Bluto.
above. Okay. So real quick, can I say that I drop 5 gold at each gate to sort of grease palms to see if bribery would uh, get any better results?
Um,
Oh, it always does. Come on. You should have said that in the first place.
Yeah, I forgot. It's
No,
fine
no,
if
no.
there's still
Maybe I
nothing,
was
but
just
even if I can
joking.
get
But...
something else besides what I'm looking for at the first one.
I'll tell you what. Before I make you spend your gold,
Hmm.
give me 2 insight checks, DC 15.
Oof. Okay. Here we go.
All right. Oh yeah, you spend the gold and get no extra information.
Gotcha.
But now at the west gate, uh, greasing the palms of the guards, 2 things happen. First, a male and female matching the description that you've given, uh, they reveal that they did pass through the gates headed westward. The gate.
Do they? What? Let me pull up the.
Yeah,
Do you have
go
a
ahead.
map here? No.
Uh, you're on the town of Valaki, yes?
Yeah, yeah. I don't. We don't have like a region map, right?
I can, if you'd like
What
to
would
see
they
it.
be going
West is
to?
like farther towards like Strahd. Like it's into Barovia, not out of Barovia. Right?
Strahd is
His-
behind
Let,
us.
let
Yeah,
me, let
his
me,
castle's to the east.
I'm going to bring everybody to the
But I'll also
map.
ask the guards. I'll ask the guards like, what, where would they be going? Where is there to go past
Uh,
Valaki? This is a cool map.
the guard says that there are other places, other towns that they might hole up in, such as Kresik. They could have simply escaped into the woods. Maybe they were crazy enough to try and climb the mountain. I'm flipping furiously through pages here, Kyle, so be patient.
No problem.
Looking at the map, there's here or here that I see as structured towns.
Yep, and they may have gone to the vineyard.
Is that what these fields are?
Yes, and the gate being closed. Oh shit! I gotta flip one more page. A man approaches the gate. The gate guards produce their pikes and spears to keep him at a distance. And
He's outside trying to get in.
he's outside trying to get in. He's dressed in brightly colored clothing. You recognize this as a Vistani. More importantly, this is Luvash from the Tiserpool encampment.
The storyteller,
Uh,
or
the
one
one-
of the brutes that got.
yeah, that was banished,
Interesting.
and he is screaming at the guards about his missing daughter. Where is she? Where is she? I have not seen her. I must find my daughter. Please, you must help. And the guards go, leave Vistani scum. They spit on the ground. You have no business here. My daughter, Arabelle. Please. She left camp against my orders. She was headed for the lake. You must help. It is my daughter. Please, I'll give you everything I own. Save my daughter.
Alicent does not engage in this. She allows the guards to handle it.
All right.
Victor, anything?
I mean, I think Victor wouldn't speak up, but he would just what's the word, non-verbally motion to the guy, try to nod at him, or nod my head to the side to get him to step over away from the wall, and Victor would have a few short words and get the information from him. Probably what we just heard is probably all we really need. She's going towards the lake. Her name's Arabelle. Maybe a description of her would be helpful.
Can I do something?
Yes.
I want to cast Detect Thoughts and read his mind. And I actually want to try to pierce his mind and get even additional information. I do have it prepared.
Okay.
I get surface thoughts, but he can make a saving throw to resist. I think it's a DC. What is it? Is it Wisdom?
Isn't it only if you go deeper that you have to?
I'm going deeper.
Well,
DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
All right. So two things are happening at the same time. I just want to make sure. All right. So I'm going to handle it this way. Illicent. Luvash is very upset. He's worried about his 7-year-old daughter, Arabelle. She's vanished.
Mm-hmm.
She's been gone for little more than a day. And he feels remorse because he was drunk.
Gotcha. And
But-
so, yeah,
But hang on.
Go ahead.
His companion, Aragal, was away. and no one in the Vistani camp remembers seeing anything or hearing anything strange. And he's determined to find her no matter what the cost. And he has most of his camp scouring the woods in an attempt to find her. Victor, during the conversation, you realize that Luvash is communicating with you through thieves' cant.
Oh, okay. Like little hand gestures and like.
Yes, and like little emphasizing a certain syllable
Okay.
and
Yeah. He
things
says
like that.
his daughter's missing, but you understand he actually means that McRib is back.
Oh shit.
And um, Luvash knows or is saying that his daughter, Aragal, escaped, that he's offering a big reward to those that might aid him.
She escaped.
And that she's always been fascinated with with water. Well, escaped is a bad word, right? That's the DM. She left camp, she left camp without his permission.
Ah,
Okay.
So while
I
those
mean,
two are talking, I'd like to sort of dig deeper.
it's funny that it's funny that like we both are getting all of this information without even talking to these fucking idiots. Like I'm just
Yep.
listening to this guy talk and he's like looking at me and using these slang words that thieves can't, and you're creeping in on his mind.
Wordless. Yeah, I want to know if it's like she fled him because he's an awful person. I want to know if it's if right like stuff like that. I want to know if or honestly if all I determine from the mind meld, right, if he fails to save DC 15 wisdom
Yep.
saving throw, is that everything he's saying is truthful, that's still worth a slot for me.
You are so fucking lucky, Kyle.
Oh, is that right?
You are so fucking lucky.
Like lucky,
Two
like now, or like lucky, like the end of our last campaign. Lucky, like how lucky are we talking here?
there are no capes. I've removed Strahd's cape.
Okay.
No capes. And mole.
He has, dude,
No capes.
artifact level magic item, detachable cape.
Oh shit.
So-
If it gets
Oh.
caught, it just comes off the shoulders. He's like,
Yes,
he
exactly.
thought I was gonna-
There's like a break. There's like a fusible link in his collar.
tearaway cloak. Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's
So-
like a there's like a little emblem on the side. It's like Notch Incorporated.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
where he's making his money is on detachable
Fashion.
villain cloaks.
He uses
on the
He
back
uses a
on the
legendary
back side
action.
of the gold clasp, it says, "Don't make the same mistake I did. Love, Esrak." So, Illicent.
Yeah.
As you dig deeper into his mind, you
I gain
Yeah.
insight into its reasoning, if any, its
Yep.
emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates.
Yep. Well, he loves his daughter. He's extremely worried about her. And although he's always been firm with her, it's for her own protection, because the town of Vallaki, unlike Barovia, has contempt and disdain towards the Vistani. and only because I rolled another fucking nat one,
Is he very wise otherwise?
I will give you this one.
Okay.
The you know that any potions that he may sell to um, avoid and break through the effects of the fog are a complete farce. It's like he's got
Interesting.
like he's how do I say it? It's like
It's Nicholas Husman.
well,
Snickle salesman, yeah.
yeah, I mean it's like he's worried about his daughter, but at the same time he's got like this side hustle going on, and that crept into his mind like if these fools in this town ever actually caught on to the fact that I'm just selling them bog water, they
Yeah,
I'd be
it'd be
screwed.
relevant. He's like,
Yeah.
while he's being turned away, he's remembering why he's being turned away.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right.
All right.
That's a quest right there.
All right. At this point,
When we go,
oh, go ahead.
that's a successful day of investigation, if I say so. When we go, I will share with um, Victor the unabridged version of what I learned.
Mhm.
Okay. Hang on. I just want to make sure. Um, Luvash is willing to pay 500 gold for the safe return of his daughter.
Now Luvash can buy a castle.
Okay.
All right. Scrolling back through the chat.
You guys have fun going to find a girl at the lake. I guess I'm just gonna probably stay
Yep.
and read. I suppose.
Let's go with Lao.
Yes.
You enter the Blue Water Inn
Yes.
by yourself, eyes turned to you, and polite golf claps are given all around.
No, no, no. I'm just a man doing his best.
Ismark and Irina are at the bar. Ismark says he kind of motions to you to try to get your attention.
That's good. They're actually exactly who I wanted to see.
Yep, the two hunters are in the room, and you move to the table, and you notice that oh god, I have to move maps real quick to get the name correct. Irwin is bringing a plate of cured meat and cheese to the table with 3 tankards of wine for each of you.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I will, just because I want to, because I think it helps, I'll move the map over to here.
All right.
And Victor and Illicent, along with Gyraptra and Simon and Reuven, are not here. All right.
Okay. Well, I would make my way to my friends, Ismark and Irina.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ismark. Yes.
Ismark. Any news, my friend? Any news? We've been wasting away at this inn for days. You are the talk of the town.
Well, indeed, we've had our share of excitement. I was hoping to pick your brain, as it were, about some details. Are you available to come up to my room and chat with me,
He gives a
both of you?
furtive he gives a furtive glance left and right as Erwin arrives with the
Oh, yeah, of course.
arrives with the refreshments. Erwin looks at Ismark and Irina. Ah, eat my food, drink my wine. You, but you, my friend, the good doctor, as you've been called. I think, I think now is the time.
What
My
can I do for you, Erwin?
my supply of wine has been interrupted. Do you think that perhaps you might be able to lend a hand?
Well, I think that would be a very popular thing to do around these parts. It seems to me that your patrons would like their wine back. What do you know? Where do you usually get your wine from? And Lau looks at Ismark and Irina and like shrugs his shoulders, like I was going to talk to you guys, but I guess I'm talking to this guy now. But yeah, he asks Erwin for any details that there might be about the interrupted wine shipment.
Uh, Ismark and Irina busy themselves with the platter of cheese and um, dried meat, cured meat, uh, taking drinks. Can I have a perception check, please?
Sure.
I'm going to make one myself.
Okay.
You notice that Rectavio has kind of like turned his head ever so slightly to eavesdrop.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to talk to Irene. There's Mark here in the tavern.
But Erwin takes no note of it
Okay.
and says, "The Wizard of Wines supplies all the beverages for the town of Valaki. There has not been a delivery in some time. And as much as I hate to say this, it is my father that owns the winery. He
Oh.
was not pleased that I gave up the family business, but he turns and looks at Danica and says, there are more important things in life that only happen once in a man's life. And that's why I am here and I am happy. But I fear." And he leans in even closer. "Unlike the Baron, who says that all will be well, it is the wine that keeps us that way. And if this town were to run dry, I don't think all would be well for very long."
You speak of the wine shortage, but I suspect you are concerned for your father, and you wish me to check up on him.
Oh,
Perhaps both.
well fucking played, Brian. You you know what? I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to Roll20 and their algorithm of rolling dice. He is my father. Of course I worry about him. I don't know if he's just being a prick and stubborn, but since the entire town is soon going to run dry, things will turn sour without alcohol. And excuse me. Bluto,
Yeah.
right?
The town drunk who's always fishing in the lake.
Yep. Turns around and kind of like, we're going to run out of alcohol. Did I really drink the town dry?
You know, the upside is you guys will get stock car racing, so that's a thing.
There you go. They're making another left-hand turn. And Erwin goes,
Sorry, real quick, while this is in my mind. Do we think it's weird that only one person's been seen going to the lake and someone went missing going to the lake?
I have been wondering about the lake. It's come up twice.
Okay.
Time to go
Where's the
investigate
winery,
the
Mike?
lake.
Is
all right,
the winery?
so
It's at the lake.
How convenient.
how convenient. So we're going to move over to, real quick, the map of Barovia. And you are given directions that leaving the town of Valaki,
Yeah.
take the Svalich Road westward, cross the bridge.
West is fine. That's away from hags.
All right.
Sounds good.
Can you see me pinging it?
Yep.
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 Continue along the Svalich Road, and just before you get to the second bridge, turn
Yep.
southward.
Oh, towards the
Okay.
mountain.
And
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just before you get to the bridge,
Yeah.
there is a road that turns to a path, and the winery
Oh, I see.
is here.
That's the winery there. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
So go past the bridge, keep going west, and follow the path.
Yeah. Okay.
Over the river and through the woods.
Tim.
Well, I will definitely take this up with my compatriots, but I agree with you. It is this land has so few nice things.
Give me one more perception check.
Yeah.
He cautions you that you will miss your turn if you cross the second bridge that crosses the Raven River.
Yeah.
But Lake Baratok is very beautiful.
Is that this lake right here?
With the little tower there in front of it or whatever it is?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. So it might be a tourist destination?
Yes. It's like the scenic look-off, suitable for pictures.
Well, I appreciate your bringing that to my attention.
All right.
Okay. And I do want Simon and Reuven to have a chance to play. But I mean, Lau's all in. Like, Brian just wants a quest. That's all Brian wants. So
Yeah, I think we have a couple now. Like,
yeah, that's good
right.
news.
And
I do want to talk to Irina and Ismark if I can.
okay, go ahead.
But that actually, Mike, if you want, I could set up like an appointment to talk to them privately later.
Sure.
And I could just text you my questions for them if you want, and you could text it back to me.
Yep, that'd be great.
Like in a private Discord chat.
Absolutely.
Perfect. We'll do that, and then Simon and Jedi can play.
All right. Okay, so Simon, making your way along with Reuven to St. Andrew's Church. You notice that out in the graveyard there's a freshly dug grave. How do I want to say this? It is not dug as proficiently as a true grave digger would do. The sides are sloped. Um, it's not nearly as deep as it should be. Um,
Well, like one of his hands is still sticking out.
well, um, no, no. The grave is there's no coffin in it.
Oh no. Is joke. Is joke.
Is
Yeah.
joke. Is
Is
joke.
joke.
Is joke.
So,
So
it's a very badly made grave hole.
Yeah.
yeah, like you notice like all kinds of little feet around the hole in the ground. You can surmise that there's a pretty good chance that the children of the orphanage uh, were told to go dig a grave in the absence of Luvash.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
I'd
Right?
hate to be a kid in this town. Holy cow!
Well, I mean, it's
Just make it turn it into a game.
This town is terrible to kids.
and
There's a hidden treasure underneath. Whoever digs it up first gets it.
who wants an extra bowl of gruel tonight? Dig
Yeah,
harder, children.
All right, Tom Sawyer. Man, this painting this fence is fun. Love digging this hole.
Yep. Uh, the church doors are shut. What would you like to do?
First, I'm gonna turn to Reuven to say, "Listen, I might get punched for saying this to you, Mr. Reuven, but please be respectful. This is kind of like the only place I actually believe is safe in this frickin' town. Please."
I'll do my best. You find the body. I'm gonna dig at a better burial site.
Well, no, I was actually just gonna talk to the head priest, the father. I forgot his name.
Father Lucian?
Father werewolf. Yes,
No, okay.
Wait. I want to make sure I got the name right. Flip,
it
flip,
does
flip,
sound
flip,
familiar.
flip, flip, flip. Oh,
So
come on.
you're gonna just ask for the body. Okay, that works for
Well-
me.
Well, they're the main people who actually asked us to retrieve the bones, so I'm pretty sure that they would allow us to. Like,
Yeah, it's Father Lucian Petrovich.
Let's go talk to the father. Figure this out.
All
And
right.
I'm getting a shovel and I'm gonna dig that hole proper.
They tried their best.
They get a participation ribbon. I mean, come on. So Reuven is now outside digging a proper grave, getting it situated 6 feet due east and west and 6 feet perpendicular. And Simon makes his way into St. Andrew's Church, where he finds Father Lucian praying over the open coffin of a very squashed and disfigured Hendrik Vandervoot.
You can tell where we've been.
Hey, those floorboards look familiar.
I was thinking more like, hey, his ribs are indented in the same shape of my butt.
You're not wrong.
It's like memory foam. Sorry.
Father Lucian sees Simon entering the chapel and he slowly ends his prayer, clasping his hands in supplication, and says, "Ah, one of the heroes of the Lucky. in St. Andrews. I am honored.
Yeah, Simon really cringes at that. Please, I understand that it's a good thing, but I'm not really. We're not heroes. Sorry. But
Don't sell yourself short, my child. Where would we be without you? Even though, even though you failed to return the bones of Saint Andrew.
uh, actually, about that, um, and I genuinely hate to ask this, but is it okay if I I have like a moment with the body of Mr. Henrik? We were actually chasing down a lead in order to get the bones, which led us to his shop. But then we were ambushed by exploding vampire spawns.
He raises an eyebrow at you and he says, "This poor soul's debt has been paid, my child. Please assure me that you will not desecrate the corpse of this one, even though his way may have been lost."
Oh no, I just wanted to ask him a couple of questions.
Ask
Don't know
him
if that's
ask him questions and ah, yes, I understand. Please, please. And Father Lucian says, "Come, my flock, let us go outside and pray over the ground that we will be interring our dear Henrik in."
uh, actually, Father. I would like for you to stay. Maybe there are certain landmarks or maybe certain phrases that he uses that you would actually pick up on, and I wouldn't. I'm still considered an outsider.
He turns to ask, like, he's just about to call for the head mistress that's been murdered and realizes that she's dead too. Oh, 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 my children, there are pressing matters that must be attended to. Please, please. He ushers them out. Will I will open the doors soon. Yes, 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 Mary, soon. We have things we must attend to if we are going to rid the land of this evil. And he kind of like and feels bad, but shoves this little old lady out the door, shuts it, bars it, and he says, "I will bear witness."
All right. So I'll just start. Do you happen to have any spare incense?
Yes, yes, yes. He runs to his office, comes back carrying two sticks of incense, lights them. The smell begins to permeate the chapel. Smoke wafts its way towards the ceiling.
And I will cast Speak with Dead.
Shades of the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Hedrick sits up in his coffin.
Uh, Simon actually like steps kind of behind Father, just like looking. Sorry, this is my first time doing this. Uh, Also, by the way, while this is going on, I am definitely open
You
to suggestions.
sat on my face and killed me.
Dang, there's a joke in there, but I'm not gonna say it. But I'm sorry. It was the freaking vampire spawns. Why? I guess first question. Why were you housing vampire spawns, especially ones that self destruct?
Flip, flip, flip.
That sounds like a horrible decision. There's wood all around.
I love Illicent's extreme guilt, and Simon doesn't even understand that she's going through that.
I apologize.
She tried very
Kyle.
hard to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vasily von Holtz promised me good business. All I needed to do was put crates into my loft.
Father, does that name mean anything to you? I apologize, Mike.
Okay.
You-
Father Lucian he says, Vasily von Holtz is an accountant. He has an office in Valaki.
What do you happen to know a magical item that was in a bag that the spawns happened to possess? Did you? Yeah. Do you know about it? Do you know what it was?
No.
Sorry, I'm
Can-
reading this
Can
spell.
you insight? Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
that's
insight
what
check
I
your
was.
corpse?
Because I believe that they can lie.
Yes, they absolutely can.
Yeah, they can. They can lie.
Would it doesn't say that I can? So would I be able to? Oddly enough.
I'll grant it.
And it's not concentration, so I can give myself a guidance. Hey,
I'm not seeing the result. Hang on.
sorry, yeah, I just rolled it.
There you go. The dead guy, even though his eyeballs are rolled in the back of his head, did not hesitate and did not look away.
Okay. Do you happen to know where Milivoj went after he visited your shop?
No.
Sorry, kind of getting stuck here. I got two left.
You know what? Um,
We got a name here. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I view it more like a separate branch, though. Kind of like we're trying to find the bones, but he basically gave us like another.
hang on. Simon, back up. What was your second question?
So this, let's see. The second question was, I
Where did
believe,
Milivoj go? Was one of them.
yes. That
What-
I think that was that that was
Did you know what was in the bag?
yes.
Yeah. Did
Was
you
another
know what was in the bag?
And then the first one was, why are you keeping exploding vampire spawns?
Okay.
Then he told us about his little business deal, right? Yeah.
Yep. Fudge. I'm starting to run dry on this.
Brainstorm it together, everybody.
Where did he plan to spend Strahd bucks?
Is there anybody else? Was he in league with anyone else? Like, how deep does this go?
Well, I'm thinking like where he would, if he knows of any other places that he would actually like go to. Yeah.
Yeah. Where would he have gone if he was found out by the Baron and got away?
Yeah.
Where's his safe house kind of thing?
Yeah.
Because you don't make a deal like this without some kind of backup plan for, oh crap, I got caught.
I mean, I'll be honest. If Strahd walks up to you and says, "You're working for me now, and I'll pay you," I don't know if you can say no.
No, you absolutely work for him. It's I
I
don't
don't
think this
know.
guy
I
is a
don't
bad
think.
guy.
Yeah,
I don't think this guy is a bad guy.
Right. So I'm sort of thinking like, that there is no plan. It's just like, yeah, I was told by the vampire lord that I work for him now, and that's when my life ended.
I will interrupt this, even though we're running a little bit over, but this is awesome. There is a question that you can ask, and you have not hit upon it yet.
Maybe where do the bones go? I don't know.
Is tomato an actual fruit?
No. Fifth and final question.
Who is Vasily working for?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I really don't want to waste this on. This is what I was talking about, like a separate branch. This is basically like like a different quest. I don't think that this aligns with finding the bones, and that's what.
This dude doesn't know where the bones are, man.
Simon, roll me a d20.
2.
You're gonna get no coaching from the DM on a 2, my friend.
It'll be fine.
Who in town might know about the bones?
Yeah, who else?
Well, no, who in? Oh, I got it. Who else in town would help Milivoj if he was put in a pickle?
That's pretty good.
Lady Facta.
Oh.
Well, fudge biscuits.
Man, I really want to work with that lady, but I keep thinking I keep thinking the beard bad guy, but he just isn't, is he? It's driving me crazy.
Brian, you've made the mistake of thinking that there is a correct answer.
No, there's not.
For all we know, both sides are evil.
All right, starting next week, Dr. Lau is a murder hobo. I'm killing everybody.
I mean, Ruben's on board with that plan.
It's just like one of my playthroughs of Baldur's Gate 3. I just literally murdered everybody.
Yes. Yeah. That's what my son does.
Simon?
Yep.
As the DM, and because I want to see this group succeed, roll me another d20.
8.
Nope.
Can I use a guidance?
Can I should have used my card beforehand. Give him advantage on the roll.
if you want to burn that card right now,
yeah,
I'll let you do it, and you could roll another d20.
Roll that.
I apologize. I am hard stuck gold right now.
Whatever, man.
I am in elo hell.
You know,
I feel like that kind of deserves it.
Next week we're going to go rescue a 7-year-old girl and visit a winery, so we're good.
This is fine. Fudge,
It's like the opposite of the Epstein Islands.
Father, is there anything else? I'm kind of stuck. Do you have anything that you would like to ask Henrik before he passes on?
You're playing me, kid.
You can say no if you want.
You're on your own.
Perfect. Fudge. So I guess the only thing would be crap. What was that Vasily question?
Who's Vasily
just-
working with? If they knew him,
yeah.
or
Yeah, but it's the Voctors. We've kind of figured this out.
Well, we know who we got to talk to next.
Just ask him what his favorite color is so he can die.
Nah. Why exactly would Vasily von Holt want to do business or this type of business with you? What was the game plan? What was the end goal?
I don't know. Ugh.
You forgot to ask where the Horn of Disjunction was, or the Helm of Disjunction. Sorry.
Helm, yeah.
All right. So, if you could have rolled, I mean, really, a 2, an 8, and a 2, Simon.
Yeah.
What
Nice.
what the actual fuck? Your opportunity has passed, but I will say this. Kyle said, "Where are the bones now?"
I don't think we care though, right?
Ooh.
No.
Well, that's all
that was
Simon
the
cares
entire
about.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the
they
same
don't
time,
but we know they don't do anything.
No, wrong.
it's
They do something.
I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah.
were told that they don't protect the town.
Not
Yeah,
the whole
and we-
town, but they
Yeah, but-
protected the area.
But okay, so why didn't the bones why did the bones stop protecting the town?
No, it wasn't stop protecting.
Like
I
a
thought
dad
we
joke?
I thought we were told that
yeah,
Because
it,
the
but
like,
vampires
it
were
had
there already.
it had such
My-
a small influence. It was like, cool, one building is protected, great, but it doesn't actually help the town.
it's something. It's at least like a panic room. It's better than nothing.
Right?
Doesn't
So
work now.
it was consecrated ground, and the bones got removed for some nefarious reason, and you almost had them, right, Reuven?
At least we think so.
What if those
Uh-huh.
bones are our win condition?
And you lost them, and
We were told by the burgomaster that they don't protect the town, right?
No, we had a talk amongst ourselves and made some history checks. That's our own. I feel like I'm getting a little conflicted information now. I
They
don't know.
protected an area. They didn't protect the whole town, but I mean, it was still
A
somewhat
very
run.
small area.
It
Like
protected the church. That was it.
Yeah,
protected the church.
it made the church some sort of like sacred ground.
Yeah, because
I
kind of what
mean-
we figured out was that the vampires had to already have been there for the timeline to make sense.
Right. They were
Yeah.
waiting in place for Milivoj to arrive.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's sit on this for a week and
yeah, that was the big question. That was the big question.
Where are they now?
Yep.
I mean, we do know a drunk guy keeps looking